you've been in Canada over time for many years now. But I guess for this most recent time, you've been here, what, 2 years?
What?
2 years?
This time?
Yeah.
This time?
2 years, right? Or year and a half?
This time?
Yeah.
Not even a year and a half, right? Not even a year.
Really? Oh. It feels like a long time.
Yeah, almost a year.
Over a year.
Over a year.
Over a year for sure. Okay. So what are some things that you miss
How do you even hear like
from Japan?
Huh?
What are some things that you miss from Japan? That you things you cannot get here that you can only get in Japan?
Well, we need like 1 week to talk about it.
Okay. Well, we'll start this time. But what are some things that you cannot get here but you can only get in Japan?
Like thick, tasty milk.
Thick, tasty milk?
This country is like so stupid. People always getting skim milk, skim milk, skim milk.
That's not true. I see 2% milk all the time.
2% is skim milk, right?
No, there's actually a thing called skim milk. It's less than 2%.
Wow, that's disgusting. Like even 2% is so right. If you like buy the Japanese milk, I think it's usually more than 3.25 and stuff.
There is a level more than 2%. I forgot what it was called though.
The one I like was like a 4 point something. So in general, Japanese milk, we always eat a thicker one.
Okay.
Thicker. It's more tasty. So if you go like Starbucks or any coffee shop, right? The milk tastes so good. Latte tastes so good. Because they use the high-fat milk. But people here so much care about their health. They don't want to get extra like fatty things, right? So they always order like skim milk. And after they order skim milk coffee, in a coffee station they put a bunch of sugar. Doesn't really make sense, but yeah. The milk tastes so much better. But this is not what I wanted to talk about.
What do you want to talk about then?
I don't remember. Maybe we have to talk about this topic again whenever I remember the important thing. But yeah, definitely there is more things that I miss here. I miss about Japan. There's many things that I cannot get.
Makes sense. Because Japanese is your home, so there's probably many more things you're used to there than you're not used to here. But one thing I noticed when I was in Japan...
Bento.
What about bento?
Lunchbox.
Yeah, what about it?
Healthy, cheap, tasty.
Sure, I noticed that. But I also noticed that there aren't too many pho places. Like Vietnamese noodle soup places.
No.
Why is that?
Because there's not many Vietnamese living in Japan.
Sure, but I mean, there's not many. How about Chinese restaurants? I found there's more Chinese restaurants.
Well, you can't beat Chinese in like here, right? Because this is China.
It's like mini China here, but I mean, in Japan, I saw more Chinese restaurants than I saw.
Did you see a Chinese restaurant in Japan?
Didn't I? Maybe I saw fusion ones and I was mistaking them for actual Chinese restaurants.
Than here?
No, I'm just saying in general. There were more Chinese restaurants in Japan.
I don't know how we can think about like a Chinese restaurant in Japan. Because like there's many places selling like dumpling. But you don't really consider that it's Chinese restaurant? Yeah, maybe. There's many restaurants selling like Chinese food, but it's more like we selling as Japanese food, like dumpling or fried rice, or like some kind of shrimp kind of like stuff. But like we don't compare to here. Maybe I didn't know, but it's price-wise it's more expensive. If you go really like Chinese-style restaurant, like dim sum restaurant, or like some professional. We have so many like tantan restaurant, but I don't think that's like actual Chinese kind of restaurant. It's more like Japanized.
So then, are you saying there aren't that many Chinese restaurants in Japan, actually? Just like there's not that many Vietnamese. Or are there Vietnamese?
Well, you can't really compare because this is China, as I say.
Well, I'm not saying compared to Vancouver. I'm just saying comparing Vietnamese and Chinese restaurants in Japan to each other. Which one is more?
Chinese.
Chinese. Okay.
It's not. I shouldn't compare the Japan and Vancouver. I mean, like I'm from Fukuoka, so maybe only Fukuoka.
True.
But Fukuoka is kind of like a big city, right? So if you go countryside, it's less.
Then when you're in Japan, are there things that you miss from Vancouver?
I had it. That's why I said this topic. I was surprising I had it. Oh, this is something I missed so much. Don't remember.
But you don't remember what you miss from Vancouver?
Definitely Chinese.
Okay.
Dim sum. I really missed. I really like Japanese summer festival. Night market. You know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you never been to Japanese night market, summer night market?
Not night market, no. I went during the day. It's like a day market.
What is a day market?
They're selling like street food during the day, and there's like hundreds of stalls.
During the day?
Yeah.
What is that?
Was it like a cherry blossom festival or something?
Ah, yeah. But that's included. Actually it's continued until night. So if it's a night market, but they start earlier, and you probably think it's really similar to here. I don't know. For the Canadian, it's probably like street festival.
I don't think Canadians really have a night market.
Yeah. But like in Richmond, they have a night market.
Yeah, that night market in Richmond is a Chinese night market, though.
Yeah. No, it's Taiwanese, I think.
It's one of them, some kind of.
But I'm talking about. I was just thinking, what is for the Canadian? And then it's come up as like street festival.
Yeah, I guess some street food festival.
Like yesterday, I don't know what's going on. Like what was it? But I was crossing a main street, and then they close the street, and then they're having like huge event. So probably that's something going on, like Main Street Festival or something. I don't know what was it. But the thing is, like this is another big difference is they close the street. Or Japan usually do in like a park, huge park or something. They don't stop the traffic. But here, one in the Broadway or the Greek festival, they shut down the street, right? Or summertime in downtown, they close the street in the downtown, like Granville Street or something. It's gonna be and yeah, so many like Italian festival, Greek festival, or I don't know, those street festival. Maybe that's for Canadian, even the name is Greek or Italian.
So normally in Japan, they do not close down streets for these festivals. They hold them in parks.
Yes.
Okay.
And that point is, I mean, something miss about Japan. Even there's many festival, maybe because I grown up in Japan, all the atmosphere. Whenever I go back to Japan and then go to those summer festival, it just reminds me all my childhood, all the food smell, and just like memory with my grandparents and all those like young age childhood stuff. So I miss those. Even the big difference here, the night market is like 5 months long, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculously long. Yeah.
Whereas like Japanese, those festival, it's like usually like 3 days, 1 night or 3 days or 1 week sometimes, but it's never like more than 1 month or like 5 months. It's just crazy.
But I think that night market is special here. It's not the norm to have a festival or a night market thing that lasts for 5 months.
Yeah.
If we have a festival here where they close down the streets and have like a Greek day or whatever, it's just a 1 day, 1 afternoon thing, not even a day. It's like 1 afternoon. They close it before the night.
Because that's on the street, they can do longer, right? But
yeah,
Richmond my market is in what's that space like?
This is weird empty space of land that they just hold this night market festival.
But I think the reason that they do longer is because they spend so much money for set up those stuff, and the longer they do more. They make more money.
Yeah, for sure. So we can come back to this topic if you remember.
What I miss when I was in Japan. Next time I remember, I just write it down. Because it was really like, oh, this is the one I should talk, and I don't remember.
It's okay.
But you're so useless because you just hear like forever
and I say write it down.
I mean, you have nothing that you can think about that you miss.
Because I've only lived here, so I can't really say.
Oh, think about it.
Well, I mean, from university, there's food I miss. Because I went to university in Ontario, and there's some Cambodian food there. It's this red curry dish. It's called golden chicken. It's so good.
Yeah.
You can't get that here.
You always talk about it. I never had a chance to eat.
Exactly. It's all about the golden chicken. And another thing is there's tons of Vietnamese noodle soup places here in Vancouver, but none of them taste as good as one place in Ontario. Their pho is amazing.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's my favorite pho of all time. It's so good.
How the pho can be that good? I mean, they have okay, good, bad. And they have like amazing.
Here, it's like their broth has some very strong, like cilantro flavor in it, and then like the meaty flavor is so heavy that no place here can match that very strong flavor. And I love strong flavored food. And all the pho here is good. It's good, but it all kind of, they're all similar tasting. So there's definitely food that I miss back in university.
I miss a mango when I was in Japan. Because mango here is so cheap and so good.
Just the straight up mango fruit?
Okay. In general, the fruits prices, I feel more expensive in Japan. But for me, especially mango, like I love it, and it's so tasty and it's so cheap. So that's definitely I miss.